It's ChillWillBoy77, and today is my first YouTube commentary. And it's also a dual commentary with my friend Jack.
Hey guys.
So today we're going to be talking about our first time buying condoms. Now, it was a day off from school. It was a Friday, and I was pretty bored, you know, just sitting around on the computer, like, oh, what am I going to do?
I'd look up porn.
So I call my friend Jack, and I'm like, oh, hey, you want to hang out? So he's like, yeah, sure, I'm just playing some Battlefield with Alex. So I start talking to Jack and our friend Alex, and I'm like, Alex is a pretty crazy guy, and he's like, hey, why don't we go to Walmart and like screw around there? So I'm like, hey, that sounds like a pretty fun idea. So Alex had to work, and so Jack came over to my house while Alex was at his job, and we were pretty bored because we had to wait, you know, a couple hours until Alex got off of work. So we're like, hey, what are we gonna do? So I'm like, why don't we go to the grocery store and pick up some sparkling grape juice? So we bike over there, and you know, we're walking around the grocery store, and we get our sparkling grape juice. So this isn't the same store. Later in the story we'll talk about when we went to Walmart to get the condoms. But right now we just went to the local Century grocery store, and we went and we picked out our sparkling grape juice, you know, Welch's, only the finest, and we took it up to the cash register, you know, to get checked out and everything. So I put it on the conveyor belt thing, take my money out, and you know, I would say the cashier was probably 16, 17 years old, and the bagger was probably 15 or 16 years old. And okay, they're giving us pretty weird looks, because, you know, two 14-year-olds come up to the counter, but pretty much looks like a bottle of wine. So,
and they're giving us a steak guy.
yeah, so we're like, okay. They're like just checking out the bottle, you know, making sure that we're not like buying alcohol. And it's just so funny, because it took like 10 minutes to check out, you know. And when it finally got to the cashier, or the bagger, he was looking at it really weird, checking out all the labels on that. And Jack finally says, what did you say, Jack? Like,
I'm like, dude, it's just sparkling grape juice, it's not wine. Like, come on.
So yeah, because we were both pretty pissed off. It's like, it shouldn't take 10 minutes to buy a bottle of sparkling grape. So we're like, okay, finally, that's over. And we walk out of the store. We get off our bikes. And about this time, you know, Alex is getting off of work. So we get home, we're like, okay, Alex, just come on over. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna be biking over and I'll be there in about 5-10 minutes. So like an hour later, he shows up with his bike. But instead of riding his bike, he got a ride over from his dad, and he just pulls his bike out of the back of his dad's truck. And it's like, okay, what the heck, man? You just showed up in your car. So he's like, yeah, whatever, let's just go. So we hop on our bikes and we're riding to Walmart, and on the way we pass a car dealership. And so Jack has biked way ahead of Alex and I. So Alex and I get the idea to go behind one of these huge F-150 trucks and hide. So we can't really see Jack, and Jack can't really see us. And he's still biking. He's completely clueless at this point that we're hiding from him, and he's way down the street. So then we slowly, and we're ducking down and we're biking, just trying to stay low so he doesn't see us, and we get out of the lot on the other side of this really huge stretch of sidewalk. And we see Jack on the other end of the street, right by the trucks that we were hiding. And, you know, what were your thoughts at that point? Like,
I was like, okay, where the hell are they? And I just see these two tiny little dots on bikes. I'm like, yo. So I bike all the way down there and then we go to Walmart.
So we're in the parking lot and we're like, okay, Walmart doesn't have a bike, what am I thinking of here? Like a bike parking thing.
Bike rack?
A bike rack, yeah. So there's an ATV track in the back, and we're like, okay, let's just put our bikes in the tall grass. We throw our bikes down, and then, you know, we walk back up to the door and we go into Walmart. And it's a Friday afternoon, and not many people know we had school off. And by the way, Walmart was packed. Like, I don't know if like a lot of people in the town over where the Walmart is, or like don't have jobs or something, but there were a ton of people here. So, you know, 3 14-year-olds walk into this Walmart. It's packed, and I don't even know what people were thinking, but we looked pretty sketchy because you know, even though we had the day off, you know, no one knew that, so it looked like we had like gotten out of school. And we're just walking in this Walmart. People are like looking at us funny. So we're like, okay, what are we gonna do? We need to get the plan down. So we go into the men's room to kind of just get the plan down, and I'm gonna let Jack take it over from here.
So there's this wet floor sign just sitting on the floor. And the floor isn't even wet, so that makes absolutely no sense. And there's this huge bathroom or this huge stall with the toilet, of course. And we put the wet floor sign on the toilet, and I have a picture of that. And then we just hear footsteps, and this manager walks in. We just sprint out and take a picture. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, so we took the picture, and then we got out of there. And Alex is like, okay, let's go to the candy aisle. And it's like, okay, whatever, let's just go. So I get like 2 bags of Almond Joy. Wait, no. Alex got 2 bags of Almond Joy. I got a couple boxes of candy. And,
I get a huge bag of Milky Ways.
So then, we're like, okay, what are we gonna do? So we're kind of by the whole, like, pharmaceutical area, you know, with the pharmacy and everything. And, you know, we're in the fragrance aisle, just, you know, kind of eyeing down the condom aisle from afar. And, you know, we're just, you know, spraying on, like, weird, cheap fragrance and pretending like we're smelling and sampling deodorant. And so, you know, just trying on the deodorants and everything. And I'm like, okay, so let's just buy these condoms already. So the condom aisle is, it's like diagonal to the fragrance aisle. So Alex is kind of being a pansy, and he's like, I don't want to go down there. You know, he's scared. He like thinks he's gonna get like yelled at by like a Walmart employee or something. So Jack and I walked down condom aisle alone, and it looked kind of gay. Like 2 guys walking down the condom aisle. It was more like a dash because we just wanted to get out of there as fast as possible. And I just grabbed the first thing off the shelf, and when we get out, we all 3 of us look at it, and it's like, it's a Trojan pleasure pack, 3-pack of condoms. And so now we go to check out the condoms, but like I said before, Walmart is absolutely packed. And there's all these people, and it's like it just felt weird, because it's like, I don't want to wait in line with a box of condoms. So what do? We went and so we're walking around again in the store, and we get to the posters, because we're just trying to waste time, basically, so that the self-checkout line can clear up. So Alex and Jack are just flipping through the posters, and they get to this one, Kate Upton in like a orange bikini, standing in the water in just like this beautiful tropical paradise. And I was like, oh, that's so awesome. So I'm like, okay, I have to buy that. So I found the poster and I bought it. So by this point, the line was, you know, it had calmed down. So we get in line, and so Jack, you remember what we saw?
So I'm standing. Alex and I are like, nope, we have nothing to do with this guy. So we're standing like 10 feet away. And there's this old guy that's like staring at Will, watching him buy the condoms.
And he has like a small child with him, just to make it even weirder. And so I scan the condoms in the self-checkout, and it just shows up on the screen, Trojan.
In all caps, Trojan.
And I still have the receipt on. Yeah, and I think that's pretty funny. So we get out of Walmart, and we get back on our bikes, and we bike up. And we got all this candy and the sparkling water. So we live in this tiny town in southeastern Wisconsin called Port Washington, and it's right off of Lake Michigan. So there's this pretty nice bluff with some picnic tables and some benches and stuff. So we all go down and we sit on a bench, and we get all our candy and the sparkling grape juice out, and it's in like the brown paper bag, so it looks kind of like we're drinking booze. So we're just sitting there. It's kind of fun, just eating candy, looking out at the lake. Pretty nice. Like the sun was starting to set, because keep in mind we spent like, I don't know, 3 hours in Walmart. Yeah, we just had a good time, and we bought condoms, and eventually we blew them all up on my air compressor in my garage.
We have pictures of that too.
Yeah, we're gonna add one of those in. That was a fun time. So I hope you liked our commentary, and we'll see you guys. Jack and I will see you guys. We're gonna make some more of these. We really enjoyed this first one, and it's probably not very good, but we hope you enjoyed it, so
just leave in the comments how we can improve or whatever, and I guess we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.